What's up, guys? Today we're going to go ahead and talk about higher time frame top-down analysis. You guys should be looking at higher time frames, and you guys should be doing the top-down analysis on every pair you guys are looking at. You guys cannot be stuck on just one time frame, because then you will be getting lost in the sauce, right? You have to look at the bigger picture for what it is. Right. So I'm gonna go ahead and break down what we look for as levels traders, right? And then we'll go ahead and hop on that top down analysis. So let's go ahead and get into it. So the two things that we like to look for, guys, or I guess three things. We like to look for the regular head and shoulder. And with this example right here, when we're looking at this, guys, we want to look for some sell examples, right? Sell examples. The second thing we would like to look for, the same thing, just upside down, the inverted head and shoulder, right? I want to look for that when I'm looking for buy examples. Guys, does that make sense? Is everybody with me so far? Give me a one if that's making sense. Let me know. I would also like to see some starting points, right? So whether it's the starting point to the downside, we get lower low, lower high, break the structure to the downside. I also want to see some starting points. That way, this can let me know, okay, well, whether we're looking for buys or we're looking for sells. This can help me find some entry targets, right? So let's go ahead. All right, so looking for the head and shoulder, guys. We'll go ahead and look for some sell examples. So as the market is selling, guys, the market is in a downtrend. We want to look for the regular head and shoulder, right? As the market is continuing to break structure to the downside, giving me a break of structure, right? This is a break of structure to the downside. Boom. BOS, BOS, BOS. Every time we get a BOS, this is letting me know the market is continuing in that downtrend, right? And when the market is in a downtrend, we want to look for this pattern right here, the head and shoulder pattern. This pattern right here, guys, lets us know that we're in sell territory right here, right? This lets us know we can start looking for sales, right? This is the pattern I like to use, right? And as a levels trader, this is called the head and shoulder. So this area right here, this consolidation area will be your shoulder. This peak will be your head. Once we break below and get that change of character, we would like to go ahead and get an entry off of this area right here. Give me a two if that's making sense so far, guys. Awesome. Awesome. Now, where can we find this pattern at, guys? Right? Where can we find this pattern? The best area to find this pattern in a downtrend is this area here, this area, right? The tops, because this very, very top here is going to be this very, very tip there, right? That's the whole thing we're trying to find, right? This top is going to be this top and this top and this top. Does that make sense, guys? I want to look for that pattern right in that area. So as the market is coming back up or consolidating in this area, let me go ahead and just change this color. So as the market is giving me some pullbacks to the upside, this is what we want to look for. Boom. Market changes character. Let's go ahead and look for these sell opportunities. And we look for this over and over and over again, guys. Over and over and over again. Does that make sense, guys? Give me a two if that's making sense so far. Right now I'm just showing you or letting you know where we would like to find this setup, I'm gonna go ahead and break it down and break down the setup a little bit more in depth. Right, but I can go ahead and delete this. We're all good. If we're good, type in good for me or unmute and say good. Let me know. Let me know, guys, so we're not waiting around.
Good.
Awesome.
Good.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Now the head and shoulder pattern, guys. Right? The head and shoulder. So it's very important that we mark this up correctly, guys. Right? That we mark this up correctly because when you mark this up correctly, it's actually pretty easy, right? We're just waiting for the confirmations at that point, right? But when we try to just go off the naked eye and just go off of fate, right? It's going to be hard to understand where your zones are and where your confirmations are, right? So, guys, this right here, consolidation, right? Consolidation is also liquidity, right? For those that don't know about liquidity, when you see the market going back and forth and it is trapped inside this area right here, guys, this is called consolidation and it's also called liquidity. It's the same thing. Now, this right here is literally just a pool full of money, right? The banks are letting people sell and buy in this little area, right? So we have, let's see if we have someone selling right there. We have someone buying right here. Let's go ahead and shrink this up. Buying right there. And this goes back and forth, guys. Right? Again, market is consolidating, which means it is trapped inside of this zone. Right? So when this is happening, guys, the banks are letting people trade within support and resistance. Guys, when you guys see support and resistance, it is the same exact thing as consolidation and liquidity. Right? Does that make sense, guys? So when you see this, most people will mark it up something like this. That's my resistance, and this is my support, right? But this is what you got to think about. People are trading inside of that. We aren't, as levels traders and smart money traders, right? We aren't trading inside of here. Other people are trading inside of here. And as other people are trading, they're trading within this zone right here, within this resistance and this support. And when they're trading within that zone, that's called consolidation and liquidity. Give me an 8 if that makes sense. Awesome. Awesome. Now, when you guys see this, right? When you guys see this right here, guys, is only 25% of the setup, right? So the consolidation is only 25%, right? So this is just the first part of that setup. Now, what we need to see is we need to see the banks come in and take liquidity, right? So if we're looking for sells, I would like to see the banks push up, push up, push up, and sweep all of these sellers, right? Because you guys got to think when people are trading off support and resistance, this is how they're doing it. They're trying to sell off this area and put their stop just above here, right? And their take profit is right to resistance. So everybody who is doing this, boom, that's how they're trading it, right? So we need them to get swept. We need them to get clapped, unfortunately. Right? Does that make sense, guys? We need them to take a loss. So our next step in the head and shoulder setup can happen. Give me a 2 if that makes sense. We need the banks to go ahead, boom, push up and give me a nice sweep of liquidity. Now, once this happens, guys, once we get this push up, this is 50% of the setup. And now everybody who was trying to sell just got clapped, right? And this right here is 50% of my head and shoulder setup. Boom. Now, everybody who was buying right here thinks they just won big, right? Everybody's like, "Yep, we up right now, baby. Let's go." But nothing lasts forever, right? If you guys are greedy, things like that, you guys will have some losses and you will have some break even. So you have to make sure you have a good capital preservation no matter what strategy you use. Right now, once when we got this push up, guys, this right here gives us a break of structure to the upside. That gives us a BOS. This gives us a liquidity sweep, and this gives us my left shoulder. Right. So when we get that liquidity sweep, guys, that becomes my left shoulder. Now we need a change of character. I need a change of character for my sell opportunity. Right. And again, everybody who is buying in this area thinks they're up right now. And what happens? The banks, guys, this is the crazy thing about banks, right? And this is how we have to start understanding head and shoulders and levels, right? When the banks come in, let me try to find something real quick. When the banks come in, right? Their whole point is to liquidate people, right? To hit stop losses. Right now, the thing that we have to understand is the banks are placing buys and sells at the same time, and the banks never lose. They rarely lose, guys. Right. So this is the thing we have to start understanding about head and shoulder. The head and shoulder. The banks will buy here and shoot this money, the market up. Boom. The market is gone right now. Right. Now the banks just placed their first buy right here. Right here. The XX is a liquidity sweep and the LF is left shoulder. Oh, you're right, huh? LF. I'm tripping, my boy. Thank you. Left shoulder. Right? The banks just pressed buy right here because they needed to manipulate people. Right? They're letting people trade within the zone, and sooner or later they're gonna have to go ahead and end that for them. You know what I'm saying? So the banks just pressed buy right here and drove price up and just took out all of these sellers in this area, giving us a break of structure, giving us a liquidity sweep and a left shoulder. Now, what else did they do? Immediately, right away, guys, they go ahead and reverse price and send it right back down, right here. Again, the banks are pressing these buttons, guys. Right? So boom, the banks is sending this thing right back down. Boom, boom, boom. Now check this out, guys. We finally got this change of character. But this is the thing. The banks just pressed buy right here to take out these sellers, and then the banks just pressed sell right here to take out everybody who was buying. So everybody who had their positions looking like this, right, to the moon, if they didn't take profit or move their stop loss to break even, everybody in this area just got clapped. Give me a two if that makes sense, guys. Awesome. Awesome. So now everybody right here has just hit stop loss. Now, this is the thing. When I heard, I forgot who said it. I think it was Mike, or I forgot who said it. With it, smart money likes to go from stop loss to stop loss, and then they look for their entry. So doesn't that isn't that weird that people are selling in this area. People are selling in these areas, right? Selling, selling, selling. And people are also buying in these areas, right? Stick with me, guys. Are you guys with me? If you guys are with me, type in with me or unmute and say with you, Benny.
I'm with you.
Let's get it. Now,
with you, Vinny.
let's get it, my boy. Let's get it. Now, again, everybody who was selling, what just happened? Did they just hit stop loss? Everybody who was selling right here. Everybody who was
Yes,
selling
sir.
resistance just got clapped, right? They hit stop loss and then on the opposite side, everybody who was buying, right? Everybody who was buying support, boom, they just hit stop loss right here. So once that happened, guys, that gives us the setup, right? They went from stop loss to stop loss. And that gives us the change of character that we need in order to look for that sell. Change of character. And once we get this change of character, guys, this is 75% of the setup. What button am I pressing, bro? 75% of the setup. Once we get 75, this is the big one, right? Once we get 75% of the setup, fam, we can now start looking for sell opportunities. Give me a 5 if that makes sense. Once we get 75% of our setup, we can now start looking for sell opportunities. Awesome. Awesome, 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 guys. Now, where do I want to start looking for sales? Well, this previous BOS, this is going to be my sell zone. And I'm going to do it from wick to body. So I'm going to go ahead and just draw a little candle real quick. Let's just say this is my little candle body. I'm going to make it green. No, you're good, bro. You're good. You locked in. You locked in. All right, let's just say this is my little candle. Awesome. Now let's just say it has a wick, right? Candles have wicks. I'm gonna put my zone from the highest wick to my closest body. So I'm gonna go ahead and just shrink these things down real quick. Now my closest body is right there. So you know what I'm going to do, guys? I'm going to take this box and use this as my shoulder. Boom, just like that. So I'm gonna take it again one more time. I take it from the highest wick to my closest body point. So if my body point looks like that, and that's a super tight zone, this is my zone. From the highest wick to the closest body right there. That's my sell zone. If my zone is looking like this, well, again, this is the highest wick. Now pull it down to the closest body, which is right there. That's my sell zone, right? So let's go ahead and just tighten this up a little bit. Right? So this is my shoulder zone right here. Does anybody have any questions about that? Anybody have any questions about that real quick? We're good. Awesome. Now, my stop loss. Where's my stop loss? My stop loss is going to be the high, right? This is my stop loss, and it's also the head. And the thing about levels, guys, when you press BOS, it's actually helping you find your breaker structure, your starting points, your head. It's helping you find a lot of that stuff, which is pretty dope, right? So keep that in mind. No, no, this it's not always it can be any candle that's the closest body, right? The highest wick can actually be like over here somewhere, right? The highest wick can be over here, and my closest body can probably be like over here. So then my zone would be looking like this. That's a good question, actually, Ricky. Does that make sense, bro? Awesome. Yeah, so it doesn't always have to be the furthest left. We're just looking for consolidation. We find the highest wick in that consolidation, and then we want to find the closest body point to that wick, right? So now this is my setup, guys, right here. I'm looking to sell in this area with my stop loss at the high. The stop loss at the high, guys, right? With the minimum 1 to 3 risk to reward. Now, this is the thing. This is the thing, guys. Understand that why don't banks take losses? Have you guys ever asked yourself that? Why don't banks take losses? Well, one, they make the market. They are the money that build the markets, right? Now, two, you have to understand what they are doing to people, right? And where they are taking buys and where they are taking sells, right? So again, the banks bought in this area to manipulate the market. giving me a head, right? So I have shoulder, head, and then they took sells right here and shifted the market down, giving me a change of character. Does that make sense, guys? So we have one order in profit and one order in negative. Who wants to tell me which one is in profit and which one is in negative, guys? Because again, the banks have two trades open right now. Does anybody know? Anybody want to take a guess? Anybody want to take a guess?
Can you say that again, please?
The banks have two trades open right now, right? They bought right here and then they sold right here.
Mm-hmm.
Which one is in profit and which one is in negative?
The sale is in profit.
Yes,
Buy is in negative.
the buy is in negative. So understand that, guys. When you're seeing the banks just bought and then they immediately sold, guys, their sell, or I'm sorry, their buy is in negative because the market is way down here. And their sell is obviously they're up right now. They're up, right? So what do the banks have to do in order to not take a loss? Well, they turn back around, right? They turn back around and they come back up and they get into this area. And as soon as they're in this area, guys, they break even or they take profit, right? Because again, they bought right here. So technically, as long as they are above this black line, technically they are back into profit. Does that make sense, guys? Does that make sense? So then, do you know what they do? Do you know what they do? All they do is close out their order. They close their order, guys, and
Mm.
then they put their order into the sell, and they shift the market back down. And once we get this right shoulder, guys, oops, once we get that right shoulder, that's when 100% of my setup. I want to take sells as soon as it gets right into that right shoulder. All right, so let me go ahead. Boom. 100% of the setup. Does that make sense, guys? Repeat that one more time. Okay, I got you. So Ricky, remember the banks are letting people go back and forth. They're selling at resistance, buying at support. Selling at resistance, buying at support. Selling at resistance, buying at support, right? The banks are letting people who sell support and resistance trade. They're letting them trade. Why? Because the banks obviously need money to move markets and they want a prime discount. So if people are already buying inside of this, that's not a prime discount, right? They're going to go ahead and shoot the market higher. So the banks just bought in right here and they shot the market higher, taking out all of these sellers, right? So understand the banks just bought right here, Ricky, right? They bought right here and pushed the market up so the banks can have a better discount, right? They can have a good um better discounted price and then they want to shift the market down. So once they do that, once they get their good area to sell, boom, they take sells right here in this position and shoot the market right back down. But this is the thing, Ricky, right? The banks don't take losses and they rarely take, I mean, they do, but they rarely take losses, right? Very, very rarely. Now, this is the thing. The banks have two positions open right now, Ricky. They have the buy and they have the cell that are right here. Are you with me, Ricky? Type in with me if you're with me. Let's go. Now, there's two positions open. One is in negative, one is in profit. The banks bought right here and then sold. So their sell is in profit while their buy is in negative. Because look, as soon as that sell crosses this black line, buys a negative, buys a negative. right? So what do the banks have to do in order to break even, if not get a little bit of profit in their hands, right? Understand they're gonna shift the market back up. They're gonna shift the market back up and try to get that mitigation, right? Once they're in this area, once they're touching this break and retest, that's pretty much a decent enough discount, right? Because now they're at break even. Does that make sense? Awesome. So once they're right here, this is already break even. This is good enough right here to start shifting the market back down, right? But we want that right shoulder. So once the market goes even higher than this, now this buy is now in profit. Does that make sense, Ricky? So now they can already start setting that market back down because this buy is now in profit now, right? So once the market touches this right shoulder, we're looking to take some sells and shift that market back down and shift that market back down, right? This is where we're looking to have them mitigate their trade. And this is going to be my right shoulder. So once they get in this area, right, they should already be in profit on this buy now, right? They're already above where they had bought, so they should be in profit, right? They're gonna go ahead and close out their trade, right? And then start selling the market where they originally intended. Does that make sense, Ricky? Let me know, bro. Awesome, bro. Awesome. Go ahead, take your screenshots, guys. Yes, exactly. And again, guys, levels will help you out. Levels will literally let you know. We have when you press break a structure, guys, levels will now start to help you find these areas, right? So mess around with levels, guys. I promise you, like I'm using it, Oren is using it, David Jusino is using it, right? If these guys who are making money that are using the product, guys, and it's making trading that much more simple for them, imagine what it can do for you, right? So, guys, this is the setup right here. This is what we're looking for in the markets, right? If this is what we're looking to sell. This is the sell pattern, right? Everybody, that makes sense, right? We're looking to sell the markets with this right here. We have the shoulder, the head, change of character, right shoulder, sell the market, right? Everybody have their screenshots. Give you a couple of seconds. Awesome. Let's get it. Let's get it. Now, again, guys, we want to look for this on every time frame, right? Where is this setup at? Now, don't get me wrong, some time frames, especially on higher time frames with some pairs, it won't look as clean as this, but we want to try our hardest to get as close to this structure as possible to give us some type of bias, right? So let's go ahead and start looking at some pairs. Let's see what's selling right now. Is there anything selling? Because we just went over sales. Let me see. Anything selling? Doesn't look like there's much selling in the other section. You are NZD. All right, let's see. Let's see what you got, Josue.
Mm.
Okay,
Yeah,
got you.
bro. Clapped on on like on like a trade on on this. So yeah, it's still at the moment. Sorry, moment.
No, no, you're good. Where did you got clapped right here in this area right here, or where?
Yeah, yeah, I'll send you. I'll send you.
All right, cool. So look at guys, we're on EURNZD. Now I don't want to stay on this time frame, right? I can see structure, yes, but let's go ahead and bump up a little bit. Let's go to the monthly time frame and look at some structure. Right, structure may be far, but that's okay, guys. That's okay. Oh my goodness. Do you guys see what I see? Can you see what I see? Can you see what I see? Anybody hear that song as a kid, or is it just me?
Nah, bro, just you.
For sure, for sure.
Yeah,
Let me see.
yes, sir.
Okay, that's not bad. I can
Yeah,
see
it's not
why,
bad. Yeah.
right? I can see why,
Hmm.
but let's go ahead and see what has the better bias, the sell or the buy,
Okay.
right?
Right.
And a lot of the times we can go ahead and because at the same time, guys, like the market, we're only looking to take the market two ways, buys or sells,
Right.
right? And which one has the best bias and incentive for us, right? So let's go ahead and take a look at that. But again, that's not bad. I can totally see why.
Yeah.
You took this trade. Obviously, you got a ton of respect off this previous zone you were looking at over here.
Yeah.
um, over here on this side.
Yes, sir.
And that pullback, the closest pullback is here on the 4 hour, and we do get that break of struct or that change of character leaving a
Mm.
starting point. And right
Yes,
after
sir.
that, we get liquidity. So I like that. That's still pretty good. Now at the same time, you're
Yes, sir.
taking this as a starting point entry, with your stop loss at the low, which is perfect, right?
Yes,
But
sir.
if you're looking at this like a shoulder, if this is your shoulder and this is your
Right.
head, with this
Mm.
change of
Okay.
character,
Yeah,
my
yeah.
stop loss is actually down here.
Yeah, at the
So
head.
I can,
Okay.
yes, I can see why you had the tighter stop loss.
Right.
But if the market does not break and close below this low, we can possibly still go up, right?
Yeah.
Consolidation.
Right.
Let's go ahead and
Down.
shift that market.
Okay.
So yeah, that we can still possibly do something right there. We just have to wait at this point because right now it's heading towards our low.
Right.
And now this is where we have to you just watch the market really. And it kind of looks like it's going to disrespect it the way it's moving right here because there's
Yeah.
not a lot of like breakdown and like something like that, to give
Yeah.
me that structure. So let's go ahead and take a look at that.
All right, for sure, bro. Cool, cool.
So this, oh my God, this is looking super clean. Guys, check me out right here. Check me out right here. Notice how we have a higher high and a higher low, and then we get a breakage structure to the upside. So this is one thing too, guys, right? It's not always going to look like this with a lot of consolidation, right? It's also going to look like this with clean structure, right? We get higher high, higher low, higher high, and break and change character. Sometimes it looks like this too, right? With some pairs, it looks like this. Both are the same. Whether it consolidates, gives me a break of structure, then change of character, or just a clean market, higher high, higher low, higher high, change of character. Same thing, guys, right? So look, again, check me out. We have a break of structure to the upside, right? We get this change of character right here. Boom. Guys, if this is my head, let's actually mark this up. BOS, my shoulder, liquidity sweep, left shoulder. This is my stop loss. This is the head, right? So let's mark that up. SL, head. Awesome. Now, if this is my head, guys, where is my left shoulder? Annotate on my chart if you can. Draw on my chart. Where is my left shoulder? If this is my head, yes, sir, Kenny or Eli, yes, sir. Josue, yes, sir. Let's go. Now, where's my zone on this? Right? Let's see. I moved it, Edgar. Sorry, bro. That's on me. I see you though. The highest wick in this area is right here, and my closest body is right there. That's my shoulder zone, right? That's it. Nothing we can do about that, right? Super, super tight, and it is what it is, right? Nothing we can do. Now look at we haven't gotten back to that area yet, guys. We haven't gotten back to that area yet, right? So keep that in mind. Once the market comes up to that area, we can start looking for some sales. Does that make sense, guys? Right? It's a waiting game, and you can catch this setup right here on every time frame. It's just on this monthly time frame, it's just way up here. So by looking at this, this is a swing waiting to happen. This right here is untouched territory, right? So now you know why the market, let me see, the market dropped down and then came right back up. Why is it coming right back up, guys? Why is it in this little upward trend right here? Why is it coming back up? Why is it starting to make a U-turn and come back for me? Why did it make a U-turn and start coming back for me, guys? Looks like the little Nike swoosh, huh? Why is it starting to come back up? Right on that 1 hour, 4 hour time frame, you don't even know. You don't know. You can't even see that it's coming back up. Actually, it looks like it's wanting to sell off, right? Isn't that what it looks like? Kind of looks like it's wanting to sell off. You don't even know that it's coming up, right? But when you jump up, you're like, oh snap, it's actually coming up to a nice sell zone. So we have to be aware of that, right? The market is on its way up. How long will it take? Who knows, right? Look at this. This happened. Shoulder happened in '06. The head happened in '09. The change of character happened in 2011, and it's been from 2011 to 2024. It's been hanging out. So who knows when it will hit this zone? But hey, we're already a step ahead, right? I'm already a step ahead, right? So let's go ahead and just break down what's in here. Where's my closest starting point? So we can see my closest starting point is actually right here. We have a breaker structure to the upside, higher high, higher low, higher high. Now look at this, guys. We got a higher high, and then we start consolidating. So this is something we have to look for, right? So give me a second. I got a question. If we got consolidation and then we get a BOS, can we still continue with the head and shoulder method even though if we get more consolidation after that breaker structure? Give me a second. I got a question. If we got consolidation and then we get a breaker structure, can we still continue with the head and shoulder method? Even though if we get consolidation after the breaker structure? Yes. And that actually helps us out a lot. Yeah, send me the picture. Good job, Teresa. I'm glad you're able to answer that. And yes, that actually helps a lot, right? Because this is a perfect example, right? Elias, is this a good example? We have a breaker structure right here, BOS. So I want to make sure I understood that correctly. We get a breaker structure right here, right? Rally of candles. Is this what you're talking about? Let me look at that real quick. Yeah. Let me see, what time frame is this? That's the 5 minute. No, that is one. Let's pull this up a little bit. Let's pull this up. I'm sure you guys can see this. This is the 5 minute, but it looks like it was respecting. So obviously this is consolidation. We got the breaker structure to the downside. All right, breaker structure to the downside right here. Right. And then what happens? What happens? We get the breaker structure and then we break and close above. Right? And then it looks like you chose to go with the starting point as your entry, which looks like it gave some profit. So are you in this right now? No, you're not in this right now. Was that this morning or? Oh, okay. Yeah. So no, this looks like it was good. And this is a 5 minute play. Um, so just keep that in mind. It looks like it was actually heading downwards. So just keep that in mind. But 5 minutes, I mean, if you're looking for buys in that area, I like to go with 5 minute confirmations. And it looks like this is that shoulder. So I mean it just missed your shoulder in that case. So no, that looks pretty good, bro. Stay consistent with marking it up just like this, bro. Stay consistent. That's actually a very, very good markup right there. I like that. I like that you're marking it up like that. You have your consolidation, break a structure, change a character, right shoulder along with the starting point, send it back up. Right now, this is the 5 minute, right? So I can already see a 1 minute head and shoulder right here. Boom, change a character, right shoulder, send it back up. Right. So that was pretty good. This would have been my second entry if I was looking at this live. So yeah, this is good, bro. I like that. No, that markup's clean. That shit's clean, bro. Stay consistent with that, bro. That's fire. Yes, sir. Let's go, T. We live. We live. Now check this out, guys. This is the monthly time frame, right? So we have a breakage structure to the upside. We have a starting point. Look at notice how we have blue arrows. If I match that, guys, levels is already letting me know. Letting me know that's my starting point. So let's go ahead and box that up. SP. The structure is so clean right here, too. SP, right? So now look, we have a starting point way down here, and the market is actually consolidating right here. So look at Josue, you were looking for buys in this area, right? Which is totally fine based off of the confirmations that we had gotten. But look at, bro, we still
Yeah.
have a chance to drop even lower
I see. I see.
before riding back up,
Yeah, yeah. Okay, for sure, for sure. Yeah,
right?
yeah, I see that now. Yeah, I see that now.
Now that we have that, let's go ahead and drop down a lower time frame. Go to the month, the weekly, and just tighten this back up. So what I'm seeing here in this area specifically is a left shoulder. So let's see. We have a low. This is, you can tell this is all consolidation on that lower time frame. If we go lower, one more time frame lower, this would all be consolidation. We get a drop lower. We also get a pullback here, and then we change character. Right. So this was also a monthly starting point I seen. Notice how we break structure to the upside right here, right? And this whole red candle is actually a starting point. So that's super clutch. And market already looks clean. So it was following structure, right? Now, this is what I'm seeing right here. We get drop down, pull back, drop down, and now market has to break and close right here. That's my change of character. So now we have a head and shoulder down in this area. Let's go ahead and move this out the way real quick. Where's my lowest wick? My lowest wick is there, and my closest body is that red one still. That's my shoulder, along with the monthly starting point. And you're gonna see it, bro. That's pretty much right in the middle. Oh, right in the middle of that starting point, damn near. Right. So that's what I'm seeing way down there below this liquidity. Right. And we can already see this just looks like liquidity overall. It's crazy. Right now let's get closer. I can see what is going on here. I see why he took some buys. Right? We have a shoulder. Not only do we have a shoulder, but we have a starting point, right? We have a breakout rally. Levels is letting me know. Blue arrow, blue box. Boom. We have a starting point right here, along with a shoulder. So notice how we have drop down, pull back, drop down, pull back, drop down, immediately reverse. And this last pullback here would be my shoulder. So let's drop down one time frame more. Now we're on the daily time frame. Awesome. So now you can see that Josue's zone actually got a pretty decent reaction. Oh man, now this is the thing, Josue. This is the thing, bro.
Hey, what's up?
This is the thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
When we're looking for like some really good higher time frame swings,
Mm-hmm.
right? The daily is right here. And that we should have waited. If the market would have broken closed above that, that would have been a way better confirmation for buys down here.
Okay, okay.
Right. So notice how this is a starting point now because we just
Right.
broke this starting point.
Yep.
So now this is that sell starting point right there.
Yes, sir. Okay,
So now
I
we
see, I
still have
see.
one time frame lower. Go to the 4 hour now.
What
Now
just
look at
is
the
that one?
market
Yeah, yeah,
actually consolidated right there for a minute. It didn't even
yeah.
look like anything worth taking, but
True.
it respected. You
Mm,
know, it respected. So now going off of this, I believe we're going off of this right here.
yeah, I was.
So now it looks like we can still go lower, which is fine,
Right.
right? You
Mm-hmm.
took a top right here. Now let's just
Yes.
readjust. What can we see, right? What can we see? Let's just delete this because we know that was respected. Now, where is the highest peak in this area?
Area. So,
Where's the highest peak? This whole thing right here. This whole thing. Where's the highest peak?
right here. Oh yeah. Yeah, in the area.
Yes. So that would be that high. Now, where's the last break of structure that gave me that high?
Right
Oh,
there.
well, there's two actually. So we have one super close,
Oh,
and
okay.
then we have
Yeah.
one down
Yeah.
here. So
Yes.
actually, this one, let's see if you guys can delete that real quick. Let's dissect. Boom. We get the change of character here, not right
Mhm.
here, right? Change of
Yeah.
character here.
Yes, sir.
We could have gotten into cells right here in this area.
There, and it just went down.
And it
Oof.
and it stayed, right? So technically this one is already good. This one has been caught. This one we're not looking to take no more trades off of it. This one is good, right?
Mhm. Yes,
So
sir.
if you didn't catch this one, you have to catch the next. So where's the next trade setup? Notice how we had a break of structure here. We had a starting point. So this is actually a violation of a starting point along with a change of character, right? Because this was a break of structure to the upside, correct?
Yes. Yes. Sorry.
You're good. This is a break of structure to the upside with the starting point. So we were already looking for buys in this area and it gave it, it respected. It just didn't hold. Now we have a change of character, which is nice. Boom. Now, what can we see here? This has already been used. We're good off that. We're no longer taking this, right? So
Right.
based off of what we're seeing, right, we have a change of character, which gives me a confirmation in itself, right? We can
Yes.
see a breakout rally here. So what confirmations can we see that can tell me, hey, this is my sell zone? Do you see any confirmations in this markup in this chart that says, hey, this is my left shoulder and this is my starting point?
Yes, sir. I see. It's uh, uh, sorry.
Yes, that's my
I
left shoulder
see
right
it
here.
as the shoulder, and then you also have a starting point right here, or it's a little bit more on the other side right here.
Exactly.
There you
Awesome, bro.
go. Yes,
Awesome.
sir.
We have a shoulder point right there, shoulder zone, and then we have a starting point right here. Boom. Super fire. Am I
So,
tripping?
so I want, like, to ask. And we're able to have like multiple like shoulders, and that we're able to have multiple shoulders, and have like the same head.
Correct.
Okay, okay, cool,
Correct. But the
got you.
thing, every BOS is a shoulder, right?
Yeah, I mean, true,
That's
yeah,
why it's BOS, liquidity sweep, left shoulder,
yeah, okay.
right? So now look, I can put my stop loss up here if you want,
Hmm.
right? That's a pretty big stop loss.
Right, right.
We also have we also have the highs right here in the rules along with the starting point, right? Your starting point, find the highest wick. I can put them right here. I'm gonna stop with my starting point right there.
Yeah.
So right here, my highest wick is in this area. If you want to give it some space, I mean, by all means. I mean,
Right.
I'm a fan of big stop losses. If you're not,
Yes, sir.
it is what it is. Cry me a river, I mean, it is what it is.
Right.
If you want a smaller stop loss, then what you have to do is you have to go from now you have to consider this a macro setup,
Right.
right?
Exactly. Yes, sir.
Because look, if the stop loss is something like this and you're just not down with taking something like that, that's totally fine, right? I
Right.
hear you.
Yes,
So
sir.
now you're not going to take this setup. What you have to do now is wait for the market to come back around for you. And once the market comes back around, once it gives us something like this
Hmm.
and it comes back around, we have to focus on that market structure
Yeah.
on the way up.
Okay.
On the way up, break a structure, break a
Yeah.
structure, break a structure, break a
Right. For sure.
structure,
For
break a
sure.
structure. Boom, we're in my
See the
zone, right?
zones. Yeah.
I'm in my zone. So I want to be looking to sell. But the thing is, I'm not pressing sell yet because this is way too much. This is already 100 and it's like 102 pips, right?
Sheesh.
Yeah, you're not so I'm not willing to risk that, Vinny. Hey, I get you,
Right.
right? But now we have to do the same thing. Break a structure, break a structure, mark this
Yeah.
up because this will help you identify your setup again,
Yes, sir.
right? Josue, where is my change of character line right now?
Change the character
What?
line. I got you. I got you, my guy. Got you. It would have to be right here.
Yes. So then, boom, I'm waiting for the market to change character off of this zone. So I need this zone to be respected,
Yeah.
shoot down, and once I get this respect, I'm waiting for this
It to
brand new setup right here.
pick the zone. Yes, sir.
So now
Got you.
instead of taking that, I will be taking
That risk or that
this one
stop loss like this. Yeah, for sure. Oh,
and send
got you,
it
my guy.
in. Does that make
Sound
sense, guys? Guys, give me a two if that makes sense.
yes,
Because
sir.
we still would like to look for sells, but the thing is, I'm not trying to take this big ass stop loss for my risk, right? So what I have to do is I have to be a trader and I have to know my strategy and I have to mark up charts, right? I have to be able to identify a break of structure and change a character. I need to be able to identify higher highs, higher lows, lows, lower highs. Because once you can identify that and start looking at this thing, and this goes for every pair, indices, commodities, forex, it doesn't matter the time for right? You can say no to this risk and say yes to this risk. The only thing is we have to stay patient now for this thing to develop. Because once we get this change of character, guys, it's go time, right? Everything is is broken down. Remember, everything is broken down. So if I zoom in, right? If I zoom in, oh man, why can't I? Right, this section right here,
Yes, sir.
25%, right?
Hmm.
25%. The banks sweep liquidity. Give me that break of structure, 50%. Once we change character, 75%. And then we're looking to go ahead and take some setups off of this and send it back down.
Yes, sir. Hey, on that like a change of a, a character, are you looking for it on the are you like looking at it? Sorry, man. Are you trying to have it on the
Good.
on the 4 hour or like on the like on the 4 hour, or are you okay with like okay with like are you okay with like a change of a character on like the like on like the like on like the 2 hour or the yeah or like the hour as well.
So once the market is in my zone,
Yeah.
you go down to a time frame that you're comfortable with taking the setup.
Okay.
Right?
Gotcha.
Obviously, this is a 4 hour setup, and the point is to reduce my risk.
Right.
So I want to find the pullbacks as close to price as possible.
Yes, sir.
Right. So if that takes me down to the 1 hour, then I'm down to the 1 hour. If it takes me down to the 15 or the 5 minute, I'm down to the 15 or 5 minute.
Hmm. Okay.
And we just wait for the setup to give us confirmation, right? We need to break a structure and we need the change of character.
All right.
Does that make sense?
The
Awesome. What's up,
yes.
Shawnee?
Yes.
Hey, Vinny, I have a question. I want to know, is this also a zone here, this starting point? Even though it broke through here, but is this possibly a zone that we could be looking for or no?
Yes, you it can be for sure.
Okay.
That would be more of a violation. Um, that would be more of a violation for sure if the market comes back. And again, this is why, like, if you look at this, guys, look at this. Didn't the banks just buy here? You can totally see how much power that thing came into, right?
Yes.
Right. So once the banks are in this section, this buy right now is a negative. So once they're already in this purple zone, technically, they should be around break even. So once it hits around this zone right here, this violation, technically that's good enough. They could start heading down now, which means we just have to start looking for this between this purple box and my shoulder zone.
Thank you.
Yep. What's up, Austin?
So like you were telling him that we could break down to the smaller time frames to get that entry. Can we
Mhm.
still, if we're doing like a swing trade, can we still hold it even though we're breaking down to the smaller time frames?
Hell yeah, bro. For that,
Okay.
and that's how you get your swings, right? Because again, this is a 4 hour time frame, right? And for me, I like to say whenever the market starts to make that U-turn, like right here, makes that U-turn to come back, I want to target that, right? I want to hit this as my target right here, right? So boom, that's my TP. And this is you're gonna start catching more 1 to 5s, 1 to 8s, 1 to 9s, 1 to 15s, dropping down to a lower time frame, right? The whole point is to get to risk less, right? If that makes sense. But the thing is, Austin, and hear me now, loud and clear, right? You still have to take partials. You still have to do your job. Like, okay, I see the setup. It's a 1 to 15, yada yada yada. Now, if the market hits your zone and it's way down here and you're in profit and you never took partials and the market decides to reverse and go the opposite way, that is horrible money management, right? You can have any risk to reward ratio in the world, but you must take partials, right? So whether you're around a 1 to 3s, always take partial around 1 to 3s, bro. If you're trying to swing those things, right? 1 to 2s, 1 to 3s, have to take partials around those areas and just let the rest ride. Okay. That's super important. Like, you guys cannot be greedy, especially when we're teaching you things like this. Trust me, you're gonna start catching some good moves, higher time frames, bigger moves. So you're gonna start catching really, really big plays. So you're gonna start catching 5 minute setups, giving you 1 to 18 setups, and you're gonna be in profit. Now, if you guys don't do your diligence as a trader and have good money management, there is nothing we can do about that to help you. Like we're telling you, it should be in your notes. If you guys don't know how, you should let us know that way we can help you. But as soon as you know the information how to do these things and you don't do these things, there's not much we can do to help you guys. Right? This is important. Having good money management is important, guys. 100%. And I just want to let that be known, right? Like it's trust me, going to lower time frames will give you way better risk to reward, right? But at the same time, please, 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 I'm telling you guys this because I did it and I didn't take partials coming in my first year and I was just giving back money, right? So make sure you guys do that. In this example, where's a good spot to place your entry point in the starting point zone or the left shoulder entry zone? That's a good question, Ricky. Good question, bro. Now, the same rules apply, right? You never have to be the first one in. And if you want to test trade, you can. Now, for me, my test trades are always a fifth of a percent, right? And my test trades, guys, are a fifth of a percent. I'm breaking it down into the smallest possible fraction I can possibly do it. right? And I've gone over this multiple times. You guys have heard me break down a full percent. Oh my goodness, a full percent into quarters and break a quarter down into fifths, right? You guys have heard me do this multiple times, right? Now, you can test trade the zone and be the first one in with a lower under leveraged lot. Or what you can do, Ricky, is wait for the confirmation. So as the market is coming back up and making that U-turn, Ricky, what do we have to do when the market is coming back up? Do you know? Ricky, do you know, Ricky? As the market is coming back up to your sell zone, do you know what you have to do? And it's okay if you don't, bro. Not sure? Okay, awesome. So as the market is coming back up, bro, you have to mark up your breaker structures and you have to have your change of character line on lock, right? You have to have it because as soon as you have this, everything becomes easier, right? We have breaker structures, which means we can move our line up, break a structure, move the line up, break a structure, move the line up. So now, if the market wants to reverse, Ricky, right? If the market wants to reverse, boom, what do we have? Head and shoulder. Let's start looking to take sales in this area now, right? Because what Shani said, what if it wants to respect the violation of this starting point? Does that make sense, guys? So I'm telling you, when you guys mark up your shoulder zones like this, or you guys mark up your breaker structures, it helps you so much, guys. Like I'm not telling you guys this just to be annoying. I promise you. I swear I'm not. I'm telling you guys because it's helped me, and it honestly helps. Take takes away confusion. Give me a second, bro. Right. So again, let's continue. Right. The market continues to break to the upside. Awesome. We're in my sell zone. We're in my sell zone right now. My change of character line is right here. So if the market hits the sell zone, maybe we test trade, maybe we don't. But as soon as we break and close below here, Ricky, we should be looking for sells now. Does that make sense, bro? We should be looking for sells. Awesome. Then I'm ready. Yes, Vinny. Are you annoyed with me, bro? That's how I read it. Yes, Vinny. Fuck. Get off my back. Now, if the market goes higher, right? Let's say it doesn't change character. Hey, we weren't in there, right? We weren't in there anyway. It's test trade, if anything. Maybe we didn't test trade. Now, if we go higher, boom. Let's just go ahead and update my change of character line. So if the market does want to go ahead and change character, boom. Let's go ahead and take that setup like that. Right. So again, Ricky, you never have to be the first one in, bro. But if you do want to be the first one in, make sure you break up your trades into like break them down, bro. Break them into quarters, break them into fifths, break them down. I feel like, Friday, guys, we'll go ahead and talk about breaking things down because I feel like that's important. Right? It's super important. Would this be a good example of head and shoulders? Does taking partials lower the reward that's left in your trading account? Um, how would I say? I mean, does it? I don't even. Let's see. No, it doesn't. If I'm correct, it doesn't. You're just taking half. So let's just say. So take me out, right? If I'm risking 1% and the market is at my 1 to 2, I'm taking off 1%. I'm taking off 1% and putting it into my account. So now I'm up one, right? I'm up one and I have one still going. That makes sense, Xavier? Are you with me right now? I risked 1%. And as soon as the market is up 1 to 2, I'm technically now up 2%. So I'm gonna close half. So I have 1% into my account and I still have one playing, right? So once I hit my TP, my half should have my 1 to 3. If I'm not mistaken. But look, this is the thing, Xavier, right? And I'm not trying to like pick on you right here, bro, but does taking partials lower the reward that's left in your account? Look at this is what I kind of have to say about that, bro. Who cares? Right? If you're doing it for the money, then it's gonna be tough for you, bro. I just gotta be real because I did that a lot my first year, a lot, and bro, let me tell you, I didn't make none. Right? So don't worry, like don't worry about the amount. I promise you guys, don't worry about the amount. Worry about the percentage and worry about the setup, and the funds will come. Worry about the setup and the funds will come. Let me see. Let's look at these real quick. Oh no, yeah. Let's look at these real quick. I think I pulled up two. Give me a second. Pull up this one. All right. This is the 5 minute on gold. Um, so are you already in buys on gold right now, Elias? I didn't even know you can zoom in
Could
like
you
that.
hear
That's
me?
crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, I did that like last Friday, I think,
Okay, cool.
and I placed a pending order, and it did reach the profits the way I marked it.
Okay. I
I
mean,
just want to make sure if that's
I can
an
see it all.
actual way.
I can see it all playing out. This one probably hit stop loss, maybe. But again, I don't want to buy on the breakout. I don't
Okay.
want to just because we broke out here. I don't want to. I mean, you can take a break and retest. If you waited for the market to come back and retest it, then yes. But just
Mm,
because, like, let's just say the market broke out, I'm not buying because the market broke out. I want it to at least
mm,
retest or come back and retest the shoulder, right? So, or the starting point right here. So I would have waited for the market to come back down, give me an entry, and then shifted the market back up. But as of like looking at a change of character and what you're
okay.
looking to, like what you want to see, you kind of have it, you kind of have it down. But remember, you want to have the market come back down, come pick us up.
Mm, okay. Sounds good.
Um, let's see. Yes, sir. Share. Look at this one. Oh, this one. Let's see. All right. So where did you
That
buy
was the
it
same
again?
one. That was the same one. It was just in Trade Locker.
Oh, okay. So okay, cool. So it's even better. So look at notice how I wish I could like stretch it out another way. But when was this? Was this soon?
It was like Friday, last Friday.
I mean, we could just do it right here. It's okay. So we can see right here. Notice how we change character, right?
Hmm.
Right here, we change character. Now this is my starting point. I could have boxed up this candle right here. Notice how, yeah, it went up, but look at what it did. It came right back down, picked me up, and then
Hmm.
shot right back up. So that's why I like to wait for those starting points or these shoulder zones because when you do the work and you wait, bro, you stay patient, it'll come pick you up. Just like this one right here. I can see there's a shoulder right here. The market just swept it. So we have shoulder, head, change of character. We were already looking for sells based off of that. Yeah, we had a little bit of drawdown. Maybe we hit stop loss. Maybe I don't think it did though. And then it went your way, right? So I like this. The setup's pretty good. Good job, bro. That right there, that's solid. I like seeing stuff like that. Guys, compound this. Don't worry about the 500s and the 50Ks and the 5Ks and compound this right here. Stay consistent with this, guys, because once you stay consistent with that, just imagine what you can do when you actually start getting with those bigger funded accounts, guys. Trust me. Like nothing starts backwards, guys. Right? We don't get into trading a badass. You don't get into cutting hair a badass. You don't play basketball out of nowhere and become a badass, right? You have to practice and put in the work to get good. Same thing with trading. You're not just gonna start and get $5,000 off the rip, right? It starts right here, guys. This is how we get it done. $50 after $50 after $50. I loved seeing this right here, bro. That's a great job, bro. Congrats on you. Congrats on that. You deserve that for sure. Especially for staying consistent, plugging in, bro. That's a good job. I love seeing that 100%. Um, but that is it, guys. Does anybody have any questions before I go ahead and head out tonight? Let me know. What do you guys think? You guys want to break down percentages, talk percentages on Friday about trading? Let me know, guys. I feel like that can help a couple of you out in understanding, how we really break it down. Because I feel like, some people feel like they need to be the first one in be aggressive. And don't get me wrong, we want to be aggressive, but we don't want to be aggressive and risk the whole account, guys. Like when you start reading books and understanding, you start listening to Mark Douglas, you start realizing that the big traders that have caught the most money, like they're not risking a lot, right? They're not the most accurate, right? Understand this, right? Think about it real quick. You start reading these books and you start listening to Mark Douglas and you start listening to all these podcasts with big traders that trade for Goldman Sachs and Morgan Stanley and all these things, and they say that they're not the most accurate and they actually take a lot of losses, but their losses aren't big. So think about that. These guys who make millions of dollars and make crazy amounts of money, they take lots of losses and they're not that accurate, but their losses are not big. Which means what? Well, one, they're trying to preserve capital, right? Because the name of the game, guys, is capital preservation. Like, don't be confused, right? It's not about catching snipes. It's not about the 1 to 15s and 1 to 8s and 1 to 6s. It's about capital preservation because I can hand Josue a markup on the 1 minute. I can hand Chris a markup on the 15 minute. I can give Peter a markup on the hour. I can give Edgar a markup on the daily and Austin a markup on the monthly. And you guys can all find your zones and you guys can all catch trades, right? But who is preserving the most capital to make some money? Does that make sense, guys? So think about that. They're trying to preserve capital. So what are they doing to preserve capital? They're test trading. Now, a lot of you guys aren't going to have that clicking moment just yet. You guys aren't actually going to have this clicking moment until you actually start implementing test trading and start saying, well, fuck. You guys are going to start understanding, well, look, I'm going to break up 1% into a fifth, right? Which allows me, the trader, me, Vinny, the person, the trader, it allows me to be wrong 20 times in a row. A fifth for me is $50. Right? So I can lose 20 trades in a row at $50 a piece, and that is $1,000. So I can lose 20 trades in a row and only lose 1%. Now on paper, it looks like I'm a dog shit trader, right? Like my accuracy is 10%. I'm 10% accurate. All my trades are losses. But it's not putting into context that I'm preserving capital for the trades that give me confirmation. Does that make sense, guys? So, and again, people aren't going to have this clicking moment until they actually implement this, right? Because when you start, don't get me wrong, we all take losses, but when you take a loss, who has taken a loss and they've been like, damn, low key, that was a little chunk. That was a little chunk in the account right there, boy. Kind of got me hot. Now I'm second guessing about taking every single trade because I'm already down this amount. But when you break it down into fifths, you start taking 4 or 5 losses back to back, and you're like, well, I barely lost anything. That's I promise you that's literally what you're going to think. I barely lost anything. I still have all this money to trade with. I'm telling you guys, we'll talk about it a little bit more on Friday, guys. Thank you for staying with me. I went a little bit over, but sauce was too saucy. Chris, yes, makes complete sense of any longevity. Anybody who tells you that you can't get rich quick is sus, that you can get rich is sus. Yes, they are sus. We're telling you that you can get rich quick. What's fast won't last, what's slow will grow. Yes, sir, Chris. Chris, you're thinking different, brother. All right, guys, I appreciate you for hopping on. Thank you guys for giving me your time, and I will see you guys on Friday. Peace out, guys.